As you are aware, innovation is about new methods, new approaches, new directions to addressing challenges, addressing important critical issues. But it is also about succeeding in addressing them. The people, the distinguished lot of people that we have here on the stage are people who have successfully demonstrated that some very, very important challenges can in fact be met and met successfully.
When we started about 5.5 years back, I think we were the first perhaps who said, can innovation go beyond simple technical physical invention? The way in fact the classical NRDC or DST paradigm used to be. And that was the time in fact Dr. Ashok Jain was there with me, and we jointly came up with this concept. We said, can we look at innovation which is social, innovation which is institutional, innovation which is organizational, and go beyond the simple technical invention paradigm. And I think we're very, very lucky and encouraged that Dr. D.V. Kapoor and of course Professor Menon and Mr. Vittal gave support to this whole idea.
And we, as the Arvind Eye Hospital, goes out into the community very often to screen patients. But the screening for retinopathy among the common people was like looking for the needle in the haystack. So one of the ways we thought we could do was opportunistic screening using technology, wherein with the patients, all the diabetic patients go to the diabetologist or a physician, and you screen them there for any retinopathy without the need for an ophthalmologist going into those places, just by using the fundus photos. I mean, when I say fundus photos, the retinal photos, and sending it, beaming it to them, to the base hospital or one of the eye hospitals, which can see and give a report. Thereby only those people who are affected need to go to the ophthalmologist.
I think the most innovative task we all have today is to say what we do in like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
And I'm inspired by my colleagues who've done a great job, so let me try. We are a big country, as we all know. We have 200 million children in the school-going age. 95% of our children are enrolled in school, which is, I think, a big credit to both parents as well as to schools and to teachers and to government that this is possible. Now the question comes as to what are our children learning in school? Because it's not enough just to have enrollment in school. You really need to learn something if you really want a fighting chance to come out of the system educated. So our triggering point really was our own frustration. We worked fairly large scale with several lakh children around 2002-03, and we found we were working very hard, but our children were learning, but they were not learning enough. So if you have a 10-year-old who's not been to school, and I take a year to teach them letters and able to read a sentence, it's great, we all feel good, but he or she is not really going to go and finish 8th and then head on to other things. So our frustration with our own efforts, the ineffectiveness of our own efforts, I think led us to really stop, rethink. And what we did was to come up with a method, very simple method, I won't go into exactly how we do it, that allows a child who is either 7 or 8 to be able to read fluently by the time, within, let's say, 60 days.
That how much a meal means to these children and to these families, which we take for granted. It was at that time, when we saw that there was such a big need, we decided to create a centralized kitchen, having industrial equipments, industrial processes. Our first kitchen we set up in about 10 months' time was to feed 30,000 children. And we scaled up to feed 30,000 children in and around Bangalore city. And since then it has been growing, and today we are in 18 locations in 8 states and feeding about 12 lakh children in about 7,500 schools in the country.
So the Jyoti Gram Yojana have actually 2 main basic objectives. One is to provide 24 hours, 3-phase power supply to all villages and the surrounding hamlets, so that small potash and medium industries can come up there, like agriculture and dairy produce can have primary processing in the villages itself.